What's up? What's up, you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Class is in session. Do me a favor. If you guys are watching this live, I want you guys to chime in. Say what's up. Tell me where you're from. For the rest of you guys, if you're watching the replay, in the comment section, please type in the word replay, okay? It just helps us get more reach so more people can get help from these workshops. I know it's been a little while. It's been a little while. We've been working really hard on my end, on my side of the house, working on launching my new clinic. We got a wellness center, and I've been crushing the game, helping people, get grants for their businesses. And we had the holiday weekend. I had COVID, so the good thing is COVID, it didn't kick my butt like I did the first time. So I'm feeling way better. I'm feeling great. And I got a really exciting workshop for you guys today. So again, if this is your first workshop with me, get a pen and paper out. I'm going to change your life today. Today, we are going to talk about if I had to do everything all over again with my business, this is the exact things that I would do to get to $100,000 before the year ends. Like if I had $0 in my bank account today, I'm going to show you all exactly what I would do to get to the $100,000 mark before the end of the year. And I don't care what industry you're in, what business you're doing. A lot of people who follow me, they do unclaimed funds or property investing, or they do all kinds of random stuff. And it doesn't really matter what line of business that you're in. This will apply to any industry, okay? I think a lot of times, most entrepreneurs, we fail, we struggle, we get frustrated, we get discouraged because the planning part, the execution in the beginning, we always do it all wrong. So I hope that in this video, I deliver enough value for you guys to where you don't experience these things. And if you are already frustrated and you are on the brink of quitting, then you need to watch this video. All right, save it, download it, whatever you gotta do, save this video because I'm gonna drop some bombs on you today, okay? I'm gonna drop some value bombs. And I think that, again, this is my blueprint if I was to just do everything all over. Like, Joe, you gotta start from scratch. And I've been there. You guys, one of my first businesses that I had, I owned a gym. I know what the heck I was doing, but we made some pretty good money with that facility. Then COVID smacked us upside the head. And then guess what? I started making different changes and creating new paths. And I launched, 3 new businesses after I had that one. I had 3 new businesses, each one earning multiple 6 figures each. Now, the reason why I'm saying this to you is because my principles, my business philosophy never changed. So I'm going to share that with you guys today, give you exact steps so you can actually execute. Sometimes I get asked, Joe, why do you tell us everything? Why are you giving all the goods? Save it for your course. Don't tell the people in the public. But I tell people in the public because 99% of you guys are not going to do what I share. You're going to think you know a better way. You're going to do YouTube yourself to death. You're going to go down all these paths, but I'm going to tell you exactly what works for me. All right. And if you like it, great. If you don't, that's great. But I'm trying to inspire someone to get moving. The courses that I create, is for people who want to be able to fall back and have things in an organized fashion, and they want to get a little in-depth coaching, they want that. But for the rest of the people out there, I'm putting a seed out there. I'm trying to plant a seed for you to believe that you can do it. I want you to have faith in yourself because far too many businesses fail that actually have great services that can change somebody's life, but they fail because of the planning part, okay? And if you Google right now, the top 5 reasons why businesses fail, one of the top reasons is planning, poor planning. They just start doing stuff. They get a training course and they just start doing things. They want to get a sale. They want to get on a phone call. They want to do different things, or they want to open up a business. And then they just think that because they have a business, people are going to just start magically coming through the doors. That's not how business works. So I'm going to show you guys. I wanted to show you all how I would get 6 figures before I even close one deal in my business. Okay. I do this for every business. And I want you to do the same thing. So if you guys are ready, type in hell yeah. What you guys do now? I'm going to check to see who's here. Yeah, we got some people already. What's up? Replay, I think. Nah, this is live. You are live with me. Live. I love it. All right, if you guys already learned something new, let me know what's up, okay? So we're going to go over my blueprint, my personal blueprint on exactly what I would do if I was to start things all over. Step number 1, before I pull up my battle plan, I'm going to break this down for you guys. Every business needs funding. Write that down. Every business needs funding. Okay. This sounds like it's common sense, but sometimes common sense ain't too common. Okay. Every business needs funding. A lot of you guys, you get into business, and the first thing that you all start doing is you start whipping out those personal credit cards, those debit cards, or you start looking in your bank account to see what kind of money you got. And then you just rationalize with yourself, it's okay. I'll loan my business money, or I'll front the cash, not even tracking it. I'm just going to front the cash, and eventually my business will make money and everything will make sense. This is the quickest way to failure. I promise you that. The quickest way. I never, if I can prevent it, I never use my own cash flow. Now, if you're a first time entrepreneur, there's no way around it because you don't have an EIN, you have no business history. So, yeah, sometimes in the beginning, like the filing fees with your state and a couple things here and there, you might have to come out of pocket like a couple $100, if that, maybe like $100, depending on where you live, right? Because you got to pay your state, you got to pay your city. There's a couple fees that come along with it. But generally speaking, it's not a lot of money. But the problem is, some of you all, you're coming out thousands. You're coming out the pocket thousands of dollars. You're racking up thousands on your credit card. You're doing all kinds of stuff. And that's fine. But you don't know how to transfer this debt that you just created in the beginning. You don't know how to transfer it over to your business. So no, it's no longer a personal debt. You don't know how to repay yourself. And there's a great book out there. Write this down, please. Okay. Write this down. It's called Profit First. What's the point of being in business if you can't pay yourself first? You guys can give me an answer. I'll wait. What's the point of being in business, rocking it out, making a new change for you and your family? You're the first one to do this great thing, but you're not paying yourself. You're paying bills, you're paying debt, but you're not paying yourself. Get that book called Profit First. I'm thinking about doing a whole workshop on the whole principles and breaking that Profits First method down. So if you guys are interested, you guys can always let me know. Just in the comments, just let me know if you want to do a Profit First class. I'll show you how my wife and I, how we paid off our house in 7 years. I'll share how we got all of our debt, student debt, credit cards, cars, everything's paid off. Everything's paid off because we used the Profit First model, and we stopped thinking how our parents taught us. And our parents used to teach us how to be savers. Our parents taught us, hoard your money, hold on to it, be afraid of any kind of debt. This is what they taught us. Meanwhile, the wealthy families were teaching their children, hey, this is how you go out there and how you take the bank's money or other people's money, and then you leverage it to make yourself even more money. So now you can pay off your debt and pay yourself. But first and foremost, always pay yourself. That's what the wealthy families are teaching their children. This is what I'm teaching my kids, okay? Because it's not about how rich my family could be. I'm building a legacy, a way of thinking, a way of living, just like the food that they put on their plate. I'm not going to wait till they're adults to teach them how to eat right. I'm teaching my children from day one. My son knows if it's not Friday, you ain't eating candy. You're not eating cake. You're not slurping down anything crazy. He doesn't even drink soda. He doesn't know what soda is. He's 5 years old. Doesn't know what soda is. He barely even knows what a Snickers bar is because he doesn't get anything until Friday. I'm just teaching him habits, but the same thing goes with your wealth. What if you were to teach your kids? What if you were to teach your family the principles to grow wealth versus save wealth? Saving money means you're losing money every day. I refuse to lose money. I invest my money so it can continuously grow on repeat. I don't want to have to worry about what my next paycheck's going to look like. And entrepreneurs, isn't that our biggest fear? Isn't that the biggest thing? Wouldn't you rather have 6 figures in the bank for you to use whenever you need to use it, when you're starting your business versus $0 in the bank and you're pulling from your own personal cash? Am I crazy? Am I the only one who thinks like this? See, the reason why entrepreneurs, most businesses fail, 2/3 out of all businesses fail within the first 5 years. 2/3, you guys, think about that. They fail because they financially get burnt out before anything else. They don't even know where to get the money. They don't even know how to make it happen. They know nothing about business credit. They know nothing about business lines of credit. They know nothing about business grants. And that's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to take you guys to school and back, but this is what I'm talking about. The first thing I would do is I make sure I get my business funded. The second thing, I would make sure that I had a solid battle plan. Some people call it a business plan. I don't call it a business plan because a business plan sounds dorky. It sounds like just a regular old document that I got to fill in the blanks on the SBA.gov website and pump out some like generic vanilla business plan that doesn't stimulate anybody. See, my business plans are so colorful and they're so real and I'm so passionate. I want you to feel my passion through my writing and my business plans because number one, I want you to believe that I believe in my business, and number two, I want you to connect. And see, when I send that message to the grant makers, people who have the funds or the banks, if I'm asking them for money, if I'm sending this to them, I want them to feel that I truly believe in my business. I did my research and due diligence, and this is going to work. I'm not going to just send them some regular vanilla old business plan. I'm going to stand out in their eyes. That's the impression I want to leave on these people. And guess what? I get the money. I get the money. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do this. I'm going to give you guys my step-by-step rules of what I would do if I had $0 and how I got to 100K. Okay. But I want to make sure you guys wrote down those two things. If you guys wrote those things down, type in the number one that you wrote down those two things. Number one, if you missed it, get funded. Number two, have a badass battle plan. Those are the two things that we're going to really cover, but I'm going to show you guys how to get the money now because I know a lot of you guys, you need the funding. You need the money. There's a difference between a business owner out there, someone's watching, that you have no money in your bank account for your business funds, probably negative, right? And then you got someone like me or someone who comes in my program and then they join the program today and they're walking around with $50,000 tomorrow. That's a difference, right? So that person with $50,000 in their account, now they can pay some bills, right? Because if you work for yourself, I'm renting space. This is my house. I'm paying a portion. Well, I don't own a mortgage anymore, but when I had a mortgage, I would pay, to rent space. My business still has to pay my home because just because my home is paid off doesn't mean I don't continue to pay the owner. I got to pay myself money to rent space in my home. I'm using electricity. I got to pay that. I have a cell phone where I make phone calls. I have to pay that bill. Okay. My bill between my cell phone and my wife, we're paying $200 a month, $200. This is a business account with Verizon. Okay. I think AT&T has one and Sprint might have a business account. Just switch your phones to business accounts. Now it's a business expense. You can pay your bills on that. Okay. These are things you guys should know. I got internet at home. 90% of my internet usage is for business. Okay, so guess what? Who pays my internet bill? My business. But where do I get the money? Where's that scratch coming from? I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I don't know about you out there. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. So what do? I go out there and I get the funds. So now let's go ahead and jump right into exactly what I do to get these funds going. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys real quick. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. And I'm going to go through this step by step. I'm going to break it down for you guys. I want you guys to take notes. And for those of you guys who are like, man, Joe, I want this document, just let me know in the comments that you want to copy this document. I'll send it over to you. If you are in my program right now and you're watching this video, today we are going to go through some very specific steps on how you can get your funds. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and have a lot of fun with this today. So number one, let me zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in on this right here because I want you guys to pay attention and focus. I need you guys to understand your business needs. What do I mean by that? What are your financial needs? Do you need a new laptop? My laptop broke. Matter of fact, let me see. My laptop, if y'all can see this right here, my laptop, it broke. So guess what? I had to use my business funds to go buy me a new $1,700 computer. I need it. I do a lot of work. My computer makes me multiple thousands of dollars every single month. Why the hell would I not spend at least $1,500 to $2,000 on a computer? This is my workspace, right? So that's a need in my business. Do you need to hire employees? Do you need to pay yourself? Do you need to pay bills? What expenses do you have? You need to write these all down. Everything you think of. Think about everything all the way down to toilet paper. If you buy toilet paper and you use it during your workday, that can be considered a business expense that can fall under your supplies. You got to think about this. Don't think because I own an online Etsy store, or I do unclaimed funds, like, oh, there's no business expense. Yes, the hell there is. You got a massive business expense. If you have a vehicle and if you're still paying the vehicle note, and if during the day you make trips, I don't know what you're doing, but you're driving to the store to go buy some scissors. I don't know. You're driving to go meet someone for coffee, or maybe you work outside of your house. You're utilizing your vehicle as during a business day for business reasons. Well, guess what? You might want to consider transferring your vehicle into your business's name. Why would you want to own that? Why would you want that debt to your income showing up on your credit report? So when you're trying to get a home, now you got all this debt and now they don't want to give you any money. Transfer that over to your business, and now you're paying your note. Now you're building your business credit. You see where I'm going with this right here? This is not a one size fits all for everybody. I'm not recommending everybody do this. Everyone's situation is different. Maybe you're working on your own personal credit and you don't want to make those changes. I totally get it. So this is just me speaking in generalities. My vehicles are in my business's name. Okay. So understand your needs. Make sure you write this down so you know how much money you're going to need for your battle plan. Some people call it a business plan. This is your battle plan. The next thing I want you guys to do, step number 2, your business credit assessment. I want you guys to check your current business and personal credit scores. If you're a new business owner, you more than likely don't have a business credit score. If you have not signed up with Duns and Bradstreet, you all need to go to the dnb.com, I think it is dnb.com, and sign up and get your number with Duns and Bradstreet. Okay, you need that. You need to make sure that whatever you're doing with your business, if you're getting kind of business credit cards, find out who they report to. Do you report to Equifax, Experian, Duns and Bradstreet? Who do you report to? I need business credit because your business has its own social. We call that the EIN. Okay. So when we're talking about the EIN, that right there is like a social security number for your business. So when you start applying for funds, instead of using you as a personal guarantee, if you got excellent business credit, well, guess what? You don't even get yourself involved at all. They don't even do any hard inquiries. They're going to just check your business. They're going to make your business is credit worthy. That's exactly what they're going to do for you. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. You need to position yourself to leverage the credit. Credit is king. Cash is trash. Nobody cares how much money you got in the bank. Nobody. Cash is trash. It gets weaker every day. Credit is king. I'm going to explain to you guys why. So let's go back to the document at hand over here. So we got your business credit assessment right here. Now you got to create a business plan. Now this is the workshop that I teach. If any of you all ever want to join any of my Zoom calls, I teach different things. I do a free workshop every month, kind of like this, but a little bit more interactive. We're on a Zoom call and I teach people how to create business plans. Not only did I teach you to make a business plan, I'll teach you how to whip up a business plan within 1 hour. 1 hour, you can have the most amazing, excellent business plan you could possibly have. I can teach you how to do that. And that business plan is going to get you tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. And I teach this stuff for free, guys. I don't care. It is what it is. Some people will show up. Other people will find reason why they're too busy and they can't get it done. I don't want you guys to be too busy for your business. Okay. So now research funding options. Now, what do we mean by that? What do we mean by different funding options? Well, I'm talking about bank loans. Now, bank loans in my world, bank loans are for homes. If I'm going to buy a home, I'll get a bank loan. All right. And if you follow me, I normally go through a private hard money lender first, and then I refinance into a bank loan so I can pay myself $20,000, $30,000, whatever I want to get off of buying a home, and I get the renters to pay off my debt. All right. So again, I teach these things. If you guys have never come to my free workshops, I teach these things. Okay. Credit cards. You absolutely must have a business credit card. If you're in business and you don't have a business credit card and you're scared, you need to get out the game. You need to get the game. Why would you not want to have a business credit card? That is money that they're giving to you up front, money that you don't have, money that you can use for your business. Now, business credit cards work differently than personal credit cards. Personal credit cards, the game is played different because they want to see you have a line of credit, but they want to see you act responsibly, right? Like don't spend more than 30% of the total utilization. It's the dumbest rules ever. But in business, they actually do it right. They just want to know, can you pay your bills on time? So let's say, for example, you get a business credit card with $2,000. You rack up $2,000 on that business credit card for whatever reasons. Well, your payback monthly is at least 1%. So 1% of 2,000, let's do simple math. I don't know. Was it $20? Y'all do the math for me. So you spend about $20 a month. That's 1% of $2,000. So now that's your minimal payments. You obviously want to pay more, but that's all they require. And you can build your credit score up by just paying the minimum payments on time. But what you're also doing is you're building a relationship with the bank. I normally try to pay off all my business debt within 6 months. I try to get it all taken care of, regardless of how much money I spent. Okay. So, but that's another financial class for another day. Now, you also want to get business credit. You want to get business grants from federal, state, local, and private companies. Grants are money you do not have to pay back. If you've ever watched any of my videos, I always talk, you need grants. No excuse. Grants, grants, grants. I recently started helping people, get grants and write grants and everything like that. And it's amazing the myths that people believe. Whenever someone comes to me like, hey, Joe, help me out. Can you teach me? Can you write it for me? And I'm like, well, first of all, first things first, why do you want a grant? Second thing, what are you going to use a grant for? I need to know why you're going to, what are you going to use it for? Because grants, you don't have to pay them back, but they come with rules. You can't just use grants all willy-nilly and take the family to Turks and Caicos, right? You can't do a Las Vegas weekend trip, because you got yourself some free money. These grants are used for specific things, and you got to stay within those legal limits. And you also are agreeing to be audited within like a year's worth of time, or whenever the company wants to check to see how you spent the money. So yes, grants are amazing. Yes, we all have this fantasy like, oh, I'm going to get like tens of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in grants. And yes, it helps. And yes, you can pay yourself. You can pay your salary with a grant. But the thing is, you need to make sure you're playing within the rules that you're allowed to do. But again, this is the things. This is where I'm getting my money. This is where I'm finding money before I even start my business. I'm getting funds from different ways. I don't touch loans unless I'm buying a home. I'm getting 0% interest credit cards. I'm getting that. I'm getting my business grants. I'm applying for those things daily. I have a whole operation where I have grants being applied for on autopilot without me. Okay, these are things you guys need to learn how to do. You need to learn how to write them. First of all, you need to make sure your business is grant ready, because you can't just start applying for grants, not be grant ready. So you got to position your business to get the funds. This is really, really important. And again, also understand, like if you are going to get anything that has an interest rate, make sure you understand what it is. Make sure you understand the repayment process before you agree to take that money. I had Bank of America offer me $100,000 not too long ago. I didn't like the repayment plan. I didn't like it. I was like, you know what? I'll go get $100,000 from AMX. I'll go get it from them because it's 0% with those guys. I don't have to deal with Bank of America, like what they were offering at the time. I can't remember at the top of my head. I think it was like 10%. I don't know. It was something crazy, but it was a business line of credit. I just didn't like the repayment terms. Okay. So you got to understand the terms before you just go agree because someone offered you money. Everybody's going to want to give you money once they realize that you're in business, but you don't want to take everybody's money. I'll tell you that. At least I don't. All right. Now you want to tailor your plan depending on whether you're applying for credit, a grant, or both. You want to make sure that your business plan can meet the criteria of what they are offering. Okay. So again, play within what you say you're going to do. The banks and the grant makers, they're not going to really make the rules for you, but they will give you tips and clues as to what they value. And if your values align with their values, then write your business plan as such. Make sure that it matches up. So when you submit this with the bankers or when you submit this to the grant makers, then they can say, okay, our values are aligned. This is what separates you from the other people. Some people aimlessly apply for grants. They aimlessly go and try to get funding. And this is where I tell people stop. Sometimes I just take the wheel. I'll do it for you. I'm going to get the money for you because I don't know what the heck you're doing. But you're scaring people away versus attracting people. It's just like going on a date. You have to have a relationship. You're not going to ask for someone's hand in marriage the first time. When I go and I get funds, a lot of times with certain banks, especially the big ones where they got big money, I'll go to Chase. I'll take some money that I got from a grant or I'll get some money from wherever, a business source of funds, and I'll go put $500 in the account with Chase. I'll establish a relationship. Then I'll say, I want some money. So that $500 will get me, I don't know, 50,000, 40,000. It'll get me money. It'll get me money to do whatever I want to do. But that $500 is still mine. It's still my money. I just wanted to show you that, okay, I want to have a relationship and I want to make the first move. My first move is putting a little bit of money in your pocket, but I'm going to ask you for 10 times, 20 times more than what I put in. You got to have some skin in the game, and it's just money. It's just numbers. If you understand that money's not being lost, When I get business credit cards, I spend it, I make money, I pay it back right away because that's money I can pull from anytime I want. So I'm not afraid to use it. And it's at 0% interest. You guys, you got to know your numbers. You got to know the fine print. These are important. Now, when you apply for business credit, just make sure you have all your documents, like your business plan, your financial statements, if you have any. If you don't, you don't. Any tax returns, if you have it, legal documents, go in there ready, like you've been there before. Go there like, hey, look, this is what I have. Some people apply for credit online. That's like one of the worst things that you can do if you're looking for sizable loans. If you're looking to get 40,000, 50,000, I had one client, he got $90,000. Go correct. Go to the branch. If it's just not possible, then of course, go online, but follow up with a phone call. Those are so important. Follow up is key. It's magic. Drafting your grant proposal. This is one of my favorite things to do because you want to have something that's compelling. Like I told you guys, I want you to feel me through my grant proposal. I want to share with you why my business is so important. Some of you guys are like, Joe, my business is not important. All I do is this investigator stuff. Or Joe, I run a bubblegum, vendor machine. Listen, it's all about the way you write it. I learned this from serving in the Air Force. So when I was in the Air Force, we did these performance reports, right? We called them EPRs, enlisted performance reports. And in those things, we would make someone who just turned off the lights every day at the end of the day, we would make it sound like they walked on water by sharing how much energy they're saving by turning off the lights versus leaving the lights on overnight. Something so simple, but we made it sound amazing. You have to make your business sound amazing. And there's different options. I mean, guys, we have so many tools out there. You got grant writers that are out there. You got professionals that are out there that can help you out. You got AI. Okay. Now AI, from my experience, AI is not perfect, not by any means, but AI is an amazing assistant. It can assist you on making what you're trying to say. It can make it better. Matter of fact, I've added some AI trainings into some of my courses to teach people like, look, let's not work harder than we have to. People are paying thousands of dollars for phone scripts. Why? Get on that AI. Say what you want to say and let AI polish it up to make it sound better. That's it. Some people don't know how to use it appropriately. They use bad prompts and then they're like, oh, AI sucks. It's not what I thought it would be. Well, because you don't know how to train your AI. That's all it is. If you can train your AI to understand your needs, it will serve you better. The problem is people come at AI incorrect and they're not getting what they want and they give up. But I'm telling you guys right now, for your grant proposal, it can be fire if you do it the right way. Now, submit your applications. A lot of people don't submit. You would be surprised. Majority of people who struggle and complain is because they don't even submit. I was just in a conversation with a few people when they were complaining about grants and how hard it is and how they can't find grants. Grants are only for minorities. Grants are only for women. Grants are only for old people. I'm like, get out of here. Anybody can get a grant. Anybody can get a grant. It's how you apply yourself. And if you're telling me you can't find me out there, it's just because you're looking in all the wrong places. Sometimes we need a little bit of guidance, guys. You don't know what you don't know. Don't feel bad if your Google search come up with the dead ends. Okay, I get it. I've hired business coaches for different areas in business that I either didn't have the time or the bandwidth to figure out on my own. I was like, you know what? Let me pay you $10,000. Let me pay you $20,000. Just save me the time because my time is more precious than anything. I paid one of my first business coach. I paid 20 grand for this guy to coach me for a year. He helped me make $200,000 the first year I was with him. $200,000 the first year. Now I was struggling. As a business owner. I wasn't making really anything. So can you say that was an investment worthwhile? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, after I paid my debt to him, I made $180,000 under his watchful eye. I otherwise probably would not have made more than 10 grand by myself. So, again, the numbers speak volumes. The numbers make sense, and you have to make it make sense. And so sometimes, you guys, what I'm trying to get at is if you're not executing or you're finding dead ends, invest in yourself, invest in your business to get the knowledge you need to make it happen. That's all it is. Now, here's my next step. This is how I'm going to go from no money to money. Okay. You got to follow up, have a regular follow-up. Now I want to show you guys how I do follow-ups. Okay. I got a system. It's called Nurture Ninja. It costs me like $100 a month. It's very inexpensive. But right here, You can see like this is one of my businesses, okay? And so in my pipeline, I have over $1 million right here that we're working on. Working over $1 million. If we close them, great. If we don't, we don't. But we have like all these different options over here. If I go to opportunities, how we follow up on things is right over here, right? So all we're doing is we're just checking on like, okay, what's been planned, what's been reviewed, is there anything in progress, what's been submitted, and we put like the dollar amounts and everything I need to know about the business. We make sure that we put it in there so we can actually just do our follow-up. All right. And we put the value of how much things cost. Sometimes you'll have information, sometimes you won't. But the thing is, the key is you want to have a pipeline. You want to have some type of mechanism. Maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet, but you want to have something to where you're doing your follow-up. So I can see me and my team, we filed over $150,000 worth of grant requests. And these are small ones. These are not even the big ones right here. This is a new company that we're doing it for. Applications that are in progress. So we got like $15,000 worth of progress right here. And then submitted. We have over $585,000 worth of grants submitted. So the deadlines have not hit yet. So therefore, we're just in a waiting status. Okay. So that's the thing that I'm showing you guys. You guys have got to have like a mechanism of how you following up and keeping track and staying organized. That's all it is. And that system right there, the cool thing about it is I can make it automate and send me messages if we're coming close to a deadline and we have not submitted it yet. It will send me a text message and an email and say, hey, Joe, don't forget this closes in 2 days. So we don't miss anything. So it's just a process. It's staying organized. You can do this on Excel. Do the red light, green light, yellow light. Do that whole process right there. And then what you can do is you can actually find that you are being organized. It's a little bit more work on your part, but at least it's a way to organize yourself versus you just submitting and forgetting. You never want to submit and forget. That's why most people struggle when it comes to getting grants and funding. It's the power of follow-up. Okay. This is a business, you guys. This is a business function. And you got to treat it like you're following a lead. You don't just make contact with the lead one time and forget them. No, you have a tracking mechanism. You follow up. Maybe they got busy. Maybe they got sidetracked. Maybe they were sad and they didn't believe in themselves and they didn't think that they were worthy of your program. And then you follow up and you tell them, yes, you're awesome. You're good enough for my program. And then they go ahead and they hire you for whatever reasons, in your business. Like it's as simple as that, Now right over here, if you're unsuccessful, ask for feedback. If you're applying for a grant or applying with a bank, most banks automatically do it. Grant makers don't, but grant makers will definitely give you feedback if you ask. Just ask them. Hey, thank you for, at least giving me a chance to apply. If you could you tell me why I wasn't selected this time? Is there anything I can do better or anything I was missing? I would love to know. And let them tell you so you can get better and better. There's hundreds of thousands of grants. You don't want to make hundreds and thousands of the same mistakes. You want to find out real-time feedback. What can I do better? So next time you apply from them or another company, you come correct. That's it. Maybe your business plan sucks. Maybe it was confusing. Maybe you didn't have all the information they wanted. You just want to make sure that you're actually doing it the right way. Now you want to establish a repayment or funds for the usage plan, right? So once you secure it, develop a plan how you're going to manage it effectively. All right. And then make sure you have a repayment plan. Like, how are you going to repay it? You don't want to lose sight of paying your bills on time because you establish credibility with these lenders. What they want from you is they want you to pay your bills. Pay it on time. Even if you're only paying 1% on the debt because you're going to wait for a grant to hit so you can pay, whatever your game plan is. I don't know what it is, but just make sure that you pay on time and you pay enough to make the people who gave you the money happy. All right. That's what it is. And don't let debts linger forever. Eventually find a way to pay these things off because you can always use them again later. So you're not losing money. If anything, you got to advance. Now, regular monitor and reporting, monitor your funding usage. Okay. And maintain regular reports. My team, we do weekly reports. So we do a ton of things, to stay professional and stay organized. As your business grows, you're gonna have a lot of moving pieces. It's going to get confusing at times. You just want to make sure you stay as organized as possible in the beginning, regardless of what you think of yourself. And you're like, well, Joe, I'm just some lonely little Etsy shop. Who cares? Who cares? Treat it like it's like a Fortune 500 business. Because if that's what you want to be one day, act like it from day one. Don't start acting like it when you become one, because then it's too late. And now you're going to get yourself in a whole world of trouble with all kinds of fees and violations and all kinds of legal crap that you don't want to deal with. So like, that's just my my advice, to anyone out there who cares, like this is my advice. Do it right in the beginning. Don't wait, until later. So what I'm trying to say to you guys today is if I had to start all over, that's exactly what I would do. I would get my business lines of credit. I would go get my business grants. I would get as much funding as possible. That would be my only mission in life, to get as much funding as possible. That was my step-by-step blueprint. And I would just rinse, wash, repeat until I got enough funding to where I can say, okay, Joe, now you can run your business. Now you can hire the staff. Maybe I want to get a full-time grant writer writing grants for me every month, paying a couple $1,000s, but they're making me tens of thousands of dollars. That's worth a couple $1,000s a month to get $10,000, $20,000. I mean, like every month, so to me, it makes sense. I had a grant writer that was working for me. Well, she still works for me, but when she first started working for me, she got me two grants. One was 10,000 and the other one was 100,000. She got me $110,000. I paid her, I think, because she came like later in the last year. I think I paid her maybe like $8,000 out of that 110. So essentially, she made me 102 grand. Like, guys, the math makes sense. But some people, we're so scared to spend money. We're so scared to go get money that we never do it. And then we find ourselves year in, year out. Business never takes off. Business is struggling. I'm stressed every day because you never ran your business like a real business. You try to run your business like you're at like an opportunity house, right? Like you're just at I don't know, like a secondhand store, but you're not. You're not a secondhand store. You're better than that. You're a CEO of your company. You are the brains. You're the visionary. You know exactly what your business needs. So my thing is, why not make it come to life? Why play the game scared if you're going to be in the game? Don't play the game at all if you're going to play scared. So my advice to you guys is, if you're going to be in business, be in business. If you're thinking about it, stay on the porch. Stay with the rest of the 99% of the people in the country who are afraid. There's nothing wrong with being afraid, because business is scary. It is a risk. I want to scare you out of it, because if you're not built for business, don't get in it, because it will ruin you. It will. It takes a certain type of person to be in business and to survive. It really does. All of us fantasize about being in business, but not all of us are built for it. Not all of us have that willpower to keep going when it sucks. Not all of us has that grunt, right? Like we don't have that grit to keep pushing forward when things seem like it's not working. Because you know what? For the people who keep pushing, even when they get the beat down, those are the same ones. The next thing you know, they're sitting there going on these dream vacations. They're getting these dream resorts. They're getting their dream life because they didn't quit. They didn't quit. You're not going to save yourself to wealth. You're not. I want to break that cycle. I want to create a legacy for my kids. I want it better. I want to teach my kids what I know so they can continue this wealth building, so they can have passive income. And it just builds generation after generation. More money. Think about the Hiltons. I'm sure great grandpa Hilton, whoever started the Hilton stuff, he wasn't making as much money as they're making now, but he was the one to break ground and said, I'm not afraid. He broke ground, he made it happen, and he passed the torch to his family, and they kept it going. You can say that for any wealthy, financial free family out there. Like regardless of what you think about them personally, it doesn't matter. They're successful. I think we can all agree, right? No matter what side of the aisle you stand on, success is success. Whether you think someone's a villain or you think they're a hero, it doesn't matter. They're successful. So follow the patterns of success. Be a good person. Follow the patterns of success. I promise you guys, you're going to find yourself loving this life because you're reliving the dream. That's all. So guys, if you guys are looking to take things to the next level, I put my link somewhere around here. If you want to hop on a call with me, if you need some advice, you need to know where do you need to go from here, you're kind of stuck, you can book a call with me. I'll spend 15 minutes of my day with you. It's not a sales call, but it's also not keep Joe hostage call either. Okay, don't try to keep me hostage, because I will accidentally disconnect the call. Okay, I'll give you a few minutes of my time if you absolutely necessarily need some help. If you want to check out any of my free courses, same link. It'll take you to different courses. Everything's in there. It's like a link tree little thing. You guys can click that, check things out. But all in all, you can watch all the videos that you want in the world. At the end of the day, your business will never take off until you make a decision that this is your time. And then you execute. That's it. Just make a decision, execute. And I promise you, you're going to get everything that you've ever dreamed about. But you got to do it first. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you for giving your time today. Have a great weekend. Be safe. And I'll see you guys later.